Hey guys, Scott here. This one's a little bit of a techie one. In particular, this one's for those SharePoint administrators out there, or those 365 administrators that are trying to help manage their tenancy, in particular when it comes to Viva Engage and Communities. So we're going to do a little bit more of an end user guide on Viva Engage at some point in the future. But this one in particular, we had someone come and ask us about how do I manage communities and see what communities have been created. What's the easiest way of doing that? Now, a community within Engage is, if you think like in Facebook, it's like a Facebook group or a subreddit in Reddit or a wall. Engage itself is a social media platform. Managing those communities, if you don't have the ability to create groups turned off within your 365, which is not something you can do out of the box. You need to do that with some PowerShell. That means anybody in Engage can create communities. And when they create those communities, they can be public, private, unlisted. So how do we find those? And what we're going to do today is have a look. Actually, it's a bit of a cheat. We're going to use SharePoint Admin Centre. There's a little column in there that we can turn on. And when we turn that column on, we can see where a site has been created. So let's dive into it.
So here we are in Viva Engage, and as you'll see, if we go into Discover Communities and create a community, and let's just put one in here, test for demo video, and we'll make this one private and create. So what happens when we create a Viva community? That community will create a SharePoint site, a group, and everything that goes with it. And by doing that, let's just have a look at another one just previously, so we just prove that. Let's have a look at this one. We can see down here there's a SharePoint library, there's a site, OneNote, so all the things that we'd expect to be able to see. Now what that means is, obviously with a private community, when we're being an administrator, can we look to see what communities have been created? Where's the quickest way for us to be able to do this? It's certainly not in the Admin Centre. If we dive into the Admin Centre here, there's no features here to be able to see what communities have been made, and I'm a full global admin here. If we go to our full admin on here, let's just go all apps. Obviously, I could have just typed in admin.microsoft.com as well, but I'll just go through the breadcrumbs there. Let's go to all admin centers here, and we're going to look at Viva Engage here. And we've got a few more settings here. This is a bit more of the Yammer menu, but again, there's no option in here to see what communities and things have been made. So how can we do this? We know that when we create a community, it creates a SharePoint site. So let's dive into the SharePoint Admin Center. Let's go to active sites, and here are all the active sites on here. If we scroll all the way over to the right and customize our columns, we can turn this created from on. And now by created from, we can filter by and look at all sites that have been created by Yammer. So obviously Yammer is what Viva Engage used to be called. It's still called Yammer here. And now we can see all of the SharePoint sites that have been created, and we can see test for demo video. So there it is. We can see it's primary admins, group owners. We can see who it's created by. We can see it's a Microsoft 365 group. So now we have a way of looking and regularly going in here and auditing if we want to, and just keeping an eye on when these groups are being made. If we wanted to, we can go into this group. Let's find out who made it. We can see it's created by, and it says it's made by a group. So again, just look at the membership. In the owners here, we can see it was me. So we can go and speak to that person if we need to and ask them why they've made that community. So this only applies if you've got something set up that people can create communities. If you don't want people to be able to create communities, there's a whole extra thing you need to do there. We can use some PowerShell, and in PowerShell we can create a security group within our 365. Let's call it group creators, and we would use our PowerShell to lock down the ability to create groups to only members in that group. That means though that they can't create teams, they can't create SharePoint sites, they can't do all of those extra things, but it will stop them creating communities within Viva.
So there we have it, guys. Yes, always with 365, it's in the last place you'd look. So we're looking for Viva Communities, but we've found them in SharePoint Admin Centre. I hope that really helps you guys and you understand, that there are multiple ways to find things within 365, and this is a little bit of a productivity tip that make your life a little bit easier. Like we say, you can export that list out if you wanted to. You could export that out monthly and do a comparison, see what's new, see and who's created it and when, and kind of hold them to account if you need to police that and see what's going on. As always, if you like what you've seen today, please like, subscribe and follow. We'll be putting out more end user tips and tricks, tech tips and tricks, 365. Anything we kind of see it comes across the desk that we think would be great out there for the people, we'll be putting it there. As always, be excellent to each other.